Today's episode is sponsored by the Mocha Girls Read Book Club. This year, the Mocha Girls are traveling around the world through literature, and their featured selection for February is their Black American romance pick. The book is Rhythm and Design, a platinum chocolate romance by Long Temple. It's the captivating first installment of the Rhythm series, blending soulful chemistry with a story you won't want to put down. Mocha Girls Read invites you to join their community this month by picking up your own copy. You can find Rhythm and Design at your favorite book retailer today. Support this month's sponsor and discover your next great read by visiting Mocha Girls Read online. Pick up the book using the link in the show notes. Now on with the show. Hey book lovers, welcome back to Shelf Addiction, the podcast where we dive deep into the pages of thriller and fantasy reads. I am your host, Tamara, and welcome to the monthly Shelf Download, your high-value intel on the book world delivered once a month. I'm breaking down the headlines you need to know, the adaptations everyone's watching, and exactly what's on my currently reading shelf. From industry news to the buzziest new releases, I'm doing the research so you don't have to. If you're a book lover who wants the ultimate download, grab your headphones. It's time for the briefing. But first, a quick heads up. If you crave the full visual experience and want to ditch the ads, head on over to Patreon. You'll unlock ad-free video episodes, exclusive after shows, and other bonus content. The literary world is reeling from the news that the Washington Post is laying off 1/3 of its staff, which is about 300 reporters, and scaling back on news coverage. This follows the end of the dedicated book world section, which is a massive blow to professional book journalism. It's interesting how corporate leadership calls cutting a book section a strategic reset to stay relevant. In reality, they're cutting out the soul of the paper. Books just aren't content, they're how we process culture. When you remove a dedicated section, you aren't becoming more essential, you're becoming less. And big celebrity authors will always find a platform. Those on the middle list, those incredible authors that don't have the big names, they are found in these sections. Without these critics discovering these books, it's a lot harder for the average person to find them, because you guys know on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, all we see are the heavy hitters. The publishers have huge budgets to support these people, but who is looking out for the mid-list authors? How else are they supposed to get out there and let people know they're there and find out about their books? That's going to be a huge hit to them. But with that said, independent voices like mine and others, we're trying to lift those mid-list people up. And I'm trying to share books that may not be the most mainstream. Yes, we do cover some mainstream books on Shelf Addiction, but also I try to find gems. I try to find unique reads. I try to find mid-list authors that are killing it in the business. That type of journalism is moving to podcasts, Substack, and other communities. We are becoming the new book world, and we are needed. We are required because papers are deciding to opt out. Honestly, the conversation is often more diverse and interactive here with us independent people anyway than it ever was in a Sunday print supplement. Spotify has just announced a massive partnership with bookshops.org. You can buy physical books directly through the Spotify app. They have debuted Page Match, a feature that lets you sync your place between a print/ebook and an audiobook version seamlessly. They are officially coming for the Amazon/Audible ecosystem. Amazon has had the only option for years with WhisperSync. It's great, but only if you buy the Audible version and the Kindle version. Spotify has just blown the doors open on that. They're saying, bring your own book, whether it's an ARC, a library book, or the paperback you bought at an indie bookshop. They don't care. They just want to be the audio track that you listen to. And that kind of flexibility is a game changer for a multi-format reader like me. And I know you guys are reading similarly. You know, I have the paperback, the ebook, and the audiobook. Spotify, they have their own issues. Spotify is not a perfect company, but it's time to give Amazon some competition, if you know what I mean. Spotify is positioning itself as the more ethical alternative to Amazon. And I know a lot of us out there have been looking for alternatives to Amazon. Yes, Amazon has the cheapest prices usually, but this additional feature that Spotify has may be the thing that pulls people away from Amazon. So we'll have to see. So instead of Spotify trying to become another big giant retailer with their giant warehouse, they are giving those sales to independent bookstores. And that I've got to give them credit for. Also, the tech here is really interesting. It's not just a digital handshake between the ebook and the audiobook. It's using some kind of like computer vision to scan the actual physical page. So it's kind of like a high-tech bookmark. So I'm curious to see how that works, if how successful it is, how many errors are there going to be, or will it be seamless? You know what I mean? So this is perfect for me because anyone who has spent time fast forwarding through audio to match up where your physical book left off, that is a mess. It can take like 5-10 minutes to find the proper place. But if this works the way they're saying it will, that could be magic. You probably could just use your phone, snap a picture of the book, and it takes you right to the audio. That's what I understand it's supposed to be. So we will see. If it works that way, chef's kiss. Audible/Amazon, you count your days because that is amazing. For us hybrid readers, this is a whole new level. Yeah, get ready, y'all. If you end up trying out Spotify's Page Match, let me know how it works for you and if you like it. I know I'll be testing it as soon as it's available in my app. I haven't seen it yet, but as soon as it's there, I'm trying it. So that's it for the industry news. I would like to know, with major outlets like Washington Post cutting out their book coverage, where are you finding your most reliable book news and reviews lately? I want to know. And I'm talking reliable places that you say, I trust what they're saying. I trust their opinion. I trust the recommendations. Where are you getting those? I want to know. Let's talk page to screen. We got fresh things to talk about for February. News about the chain. Damon Lindelof, who did Watchmen and The Leftovers, is officially adapting Adrian McKenzie's high tense thriller The Chain as an 8-episode limited series for HBO. This is the first project under his major new deal with the network. I, for one, am super excited about this. We read The Chain here on the podcast. You can actually go back in our archives and hear what we had to say about The Chain if you read it. If I'm remembering correctly, I think it was a 4-star read for us. We really liked it. It was really good. And I'm excited to see what 8 episodes of that could be. Wuthering Heights hits theaters February 13th. It is Emerald Fennelly's reimagining of the Bronte classics, starring Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi, is the biggest and most debated bookish release this month. People are not happy what they have done to the characters from this book. I am hearing a lot of commentary from the English lit folks and the people that love the book, like, WTF have you done in this adaptation? What do you think about the casting of Wuthering Heights? Are you going to the theater on Valentine's Day weekend to check out this adaptation? Let me know. The Lincoln Lawyer Season 4 released February 5th. It's officially out, and it adapts Michael Connelly's The Law of Innocence. It's already dominating on the global charts. I have not read those books, but I hear they're amazing. So FYI, in case you are a fan of The Lincoln Lawyer. A little Project Hail Mary update. The final trailer for the Ryan Gosling adaptation just dropped, and Prime members are getting an early access screening starting March 16th. So if you're a part of that program, try to get early access. I know I will try. I'm excited for that adaptation. I really enjoyed the audiobook version of that. It was chef's kiss, and I'm looking forward to the movie. I know I have only scratched the surface with the page to screen adaptations in February. So if there is something coming out that you're excited about, let me know what it is. It may be something I need to add to my own watch list. Now let's talk about what I'm currently reading. This is one of my favorite segments because I get to talk about what I'm reading and give you a little update if I've already started it. So here's what I'm tackling this month. First up is It's Not Her by Mary Kubica. I shared this with you last download episode because this is the buddy read book for February. I have started this. I'm about 50% through, and we are recording the podcast for this in a few days. So it will be recorded by the time this airs. And guess what, you guys, it's a great time for you to join the book club and we could talk about it together at the end of the month. If you're not into book club, don't worry. That episode will be published the third week of the month. Next up is Lethal Souls by Shanora Williams. This is the second book in that series, and we are doing that for the fantasy reads also on Shelf Addiction and in the Shelf Addiction Book Club. So this is, it's a fun little fantasy, light fantasy with romance elements. It's fun. It's keeping me on my toes and it's fun to talk about, that's for sure. That podcast is coming at the end of the month. And also you can join us for book club for that as well. So if you are into Fated Mates, this might be a fun title for you to read. Next up, I am currently reading Mad Honey by Jodi Picoult and Jennifer Finley Boylan. It's a complex co-authored story exploring identity, secrets, and the world of beekeeping of all things. It's a very interesting combination of things happening in this story. At first, to be honest, I didn't know what to expect. I wasn't really sure what was going on. I'm about 50% through and I was unsure of what the genre is. I'm like, is this a thriller? Is this a mystery? Is this family drama? What is it? What is it? I had a hard time kind of grasping it in the beginning, but now things are progressing and it's a really interesting amalgamation of things and it's keeping my attention. It's well written. I'm having a good time with it. And I think book club will have a great time talking about this. Actually, this is something that I'm reading for my real world book club. So while we won't be talking about it on Shelf Addiction, I look forward to talking about it with my local group. I think it's going to yield some really interesting conversations because something really game changing just happened in the book. It was like a OMG, like this big reveal. And I think everyone's going to have a lot to say about it. And finally, back on the Shelf Addiction Book Club, we are tackling the second half of The Will of the Many. We are doing a long read, which means a half a book per month. And the world building is giving us so much to discuss. That first conversation was so fun. Now we're all going to get to the end of the first book and we're going to talk about it at the end of the month on the 25th. So if you have read and enjoyed The Will of the Many, hop on over to the Shelf Addiction Book Club and let's talk about it on the 25th. I'm so excited. Like, this book is getting very good. It's getting good, let me tell you. So let me give you a question for this segment. Mad Honey is famous for its midpoint twist. If you've read it, did you see it coming or did it floor you like it did me? No spoilers, guys. All right, let's get into the March new releases. We're going to do a little quick preview here. Looking ahead into March, we have some incredible genre-bending releases. First up is a new to me author. The title is She Drinks the Light by Yasmin Angoe. For fans of Sinners and the Immortal Dark, a teen girl must uncover her family's deadly secrets in order to save her best friend and her island in this heart-pounding YA debut. Now, yes, I know y'all, I said I'm stepping away from YA. I have said it and I meant it, but I could not help but share this. The description sounds amazing and the cover art is really nice. This checks all the boxes. Now, I won't be reading this in March, but it is on my TBR. Hopefully, when the YA mood strikes me again, this will be on my short list. Next is The Library of Amaranth by Kaylin Josephson, a dark academia romance featuring elite assassins in a magical library. Perfect for fans of deadly competition tropes. A brilliant con artist and a secretive librarian collide in this enchanting adult fantasy debut packed with twists, tricks, slow burn romantic tension, and magical creatures. All right. The publisher just hooked me with that. Okay. Yeah, this is going onto my TBR. And of course, I have to comment on the gorgeous cover art. It looks very high fantasy. It's got these gorgeous colors and it's 448 pages, so it's a thick hardcover. They even have a limited edition coming out with stencils, edges, and the whole nine. And, right now the ratings are 4.1 out of 5. That's really, really great out the gate. So yeah, that's definitely on my list. I've already added it to my TBR. Who knows when I'll get to it, but it's definitely on the list. And yeah, it's adult, y'all. So that's excellent. And that's a wrap on February's monthly shelf download. Whether you're heading to the theater for Margot Robbie or staying home with a cozy book, there is no shortage of incredible stories to get lost in. Thanks for listening to this entire episode. I appreciate you for doing it. And thank you in advance for leaving comments. Remember, keep your TBR high and your spoilers tagged. I'll see you in the next episode. Take care of yourselves. Did you enjoy today's episode? If so, please head over to Apple Podcast or Spotify and leave a positive 5-star review. It's a simple action that makes a big difference. You can also like this episode on your favorite podcast player or share it with your fellow bookworm friends on social media. Joining the Shelf Addiction Patreon family is another way to support us. For as little as $2 a month, you can help our team create even more amazing bookish content. If Patreon isn't your thing, consider becoming a supporter on the Spreaker app for just $5 a month and gain access to exclusive audio-only content. You can find me everywhere, including Instagram, X, and TikTok under the handle Shelf Addiction. Join our book club of the same name on the book club's website and app, where we discuss all things bookish and more in a safe space. The Shelf Addiction podcast is a part of the Nerdy Maven Network. Thanks for tuning in.